Hello and welcome to Brilliance Today, where individuals let their brilliance shine through their stories, expertise and philosophy, because they're on a mission to make a difference and leave a legacy. Introducing Brenda Dempsey, publisher, speaker and TV presenter. Get ready to be inspired.
Hello and welcome to Brilliance Today. Behind every great woman is another great woman. And welcome to the Voices of Women series of Brilliance Today. And I am really thrilled about this book project from us here at Book Brilliance Publishing, because it brings together amazing female leaders from around the world, and we are linking arms. Behind us is an army of other great women. And I have a phenomenal woman with us today, and that is Dr. Andrea Malam, BEM, and she is one of the remarkable voices of women. Hi, Andrea.
Hello, Brenda, and I'm happy and glad to be here.
Thanks very much for agreeing to being part of Voices of Women. And I know you have a tremendous voice on a mission, and you have a message with the world. But before we dive into all of those aspects, people will be wondering, who's Dr. Andrea Malam? So do you just want to give us a few minutes of who you are and what you do and what drives you?
Where do I start? I've got so much on that I don't know where to start. And
So start with, so you're Dr. Andrea Malam. What's your passion?
Passion is to create a community of individuals who are free to step into their courage and connect within to reveal and share their compassion, strength, and wisdom for a better world. So in short, I want a community of people, broad-minded people, and have enough courage to take up a challenge.
Absolutely. And you've had plenty of challenges, and we'll get into them in a minute. But you're no stranger to authorship, are you? You've written some books, and I'm sure you've been in other books as well. Do you want to just give us a flavour of this whole journey of authorship, why you went from being someone who was in other people's books to becoming an author in your own right, and tell us a little bit about those books?
I've had a lot of challenges in my career and personal life, and I wanted people to know what it is and what my journey was. It's so beneficial to find meaning, purpose, and passion in our work and outside of it, and started learning new skills, became a volunteer, fundraiser, started my own charity. And
what's that charity called, Andrea?
It's called Saving Dreams. And it's to do with helping, supporting underprivileged children and their families during their time of need.
Yeah, and Saving Dreams, that's an amazing title for a charity. So what's your passion around having a dream and realizing that dream?
Because as you see, we cannot change the past or the present, but we can try and do our best for the future. And so I try and want to be that bridge, that diverse bridge for people to understand what it is to go and become a bias breaker.
Yeah, and that's the name of one of your books. But before we get into bias breakers, the other book is Anglo Indians Abroad, and that's more about your heritage and culture. Can you just share a little story about being an Anglo Indian abroad, and maybe explain what that is?
Anglo Indians is basically people of British ancestry, British heritage, who are born in India. And for me, it was, people say you have the best of both worlds in India and in England. But sometimes it is not as good. Sometimes you have the worst of both sides. You have to make the most of what you've got. And I did mine. I did a DNA on myself and found out through that DNA, through ancestry.com, that I had family who were living down the road from me, about 20 minutes drive from my house. And I didn't know anything about them until I did my DNA. So
Wow.
that made me think as to, what am I doing? Why should I keep this all to myself? And I need to let other people know. And that was my reason to go and do some more research on Anglo Indians and what it is to be an Anglo Indian and let people know. And that
Mm.
was the passion and the reason behind the book, Anglo Indians Abroad.
Mm. Yeah, and it definitely takes in stories from, say, around the world. And then not soon after that, you've written Bias Breakers. And what's the message in Bias Breakers, and why were you passionate to share that story?
Like I've mentioned before, there's a lot of biases that I've gone through at work, in personal life, and among communities. And the same reason as doing the Anglo Indian abroad, I did with Bias Breakers. And I wanted to show people that whatever you go through in life, you have to come out the other side as a winner with success. So I did it. And that's the reason I wanted stories by other people sharing their experiences in Bias Breakers.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought together some amazing people, and I know that I've become friends with some of your co-authors as well. And this is the whole brilliance around anthologies. I mean, I'm a seasoned anthologist. I've got so many. In fact, we've got another one here, and this is why we're talking today about voices of women, because I have this deep belief that if you're a leader, you should do at least one anthology in your time, to bring together other great leaders who have got a voice, but a different message. They've got a uniqueness about how so this one's about female leadership, and there's 22 women in it, and 22 totally different individuals from all walks of life, background, all around the world, from Hong Kong to the UK, from Barbados to, I'm trying to get another B word. I did it the other day, but I can't remember. To Birmingham. So yeah, and it's important, because I don't know about you, but in your Bias Breaker, when you brought all these people together, you always find there's always something in common. What was the commonality in the Bias Breakers?
Like it is, like I say to people, we've all got stories, and every story is diverse because everyone has different difficulties, different memories. So you need to share them, cherish them, and treasure those moments for the future. And that is what I've put in my book, in the voices of women, because every woman has a voice,
Yeah.
whether you're a leader or you're not. If you're a domestic person, you still have a story. So you can be a strong woman. You don't have to be a leader to be a strong woman. You can do it with that. It's just that you have to have a dream and make that
Like the
dream come
dreams.
true. Believe
Yeah.
in yourself that you will make that dream true. And that's what I tell people, because I've got 4 simple steps to achieve your dreams. And that's what I put into people.
Absolutely. Don't share them on this podcast. Let's have another one about that further down the line, about what 4 simple steps are. you know, it creates a cornerstone, the cornerstone of bringing your dreams to reality. And I know, for everybody listening, I've known Andrea for quite some time. I met her when she became a co-author in one of my anthologies many years ago, 2018 or something. So it's good 5-6 years ago. And we've become really good friends and supporters. In fact, Andrea is my D&I ambassador for Book Brilliance, because it's important. Stories, diversity, inclusion, uniqueness, all of these things are so important in our life. So let's talk a wee bit about diversity and inclusion. I know you don't like really talking about yourself and your achievements, but I actually think when you step into that power, people will see that light even more, because from what that learning and that confidence that you gather, you then inspire other people. So let's talk about your voluntary work. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? And it's easy to say that Andrea's not, she's got BM after her name, but she's not just a single BM. She's got 2 Queen's Award, one for diversity and inclusion, I think I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
and one for all her voluntary work that she does. So let's talk about that now, Andrea.
There's so much change in this world, and we have to change ourselves. But sometimes you fail, but then you commit yourself to something and have that vision that you will complete what you started. And that is what I do. I complete what I start, whether it's for me, the motive is to finish it and not to be a success or not to be high on the top of the ladder. For me, being a leader is within the community, within a team. You don't have to lead, you have to be part of the team and be in that same level as everyone in the team. And for
I
me,
love
those,
that.
yeah.
That's a true collaborator.
Yeah, that's the one of the top qualities that you should have.
Absolutely.
It's that, yeah, you have vision, you have passion, you have integrity, but empathy and self-awareness has to be top on your list.
Absolutely. You know, if you don't know about yourself, how can you help other people? And you know, if I was to weave a bit of me into what you do, it would be about being raw and real. It'd be about being authentic, and you know, admitting when you're wrong, if you get something wrong. That's just part of being raw and real for me. If I do something wrong, like I forgot an appointment yesterday, so I had to like apologize profusely because it was not intentional. But we're human, and sometimes things happen,
Yes.
and you know, particularly when you get a woman of a certain age, you know, everything doesn't seem to stick in the memory. But anyway, so let's just come towards the end here, Andrea. Tell me why you want to be part of Voices of Women.
When I was asked if I wanted to be a part of Voices of Women, like I said, we've all got stories. We heard different stories, different voices, whether you're an empath or you're a caregiver, you still have a voice. You can be an empath and have opinions and voices in the boundary. Don't cross the boundaries. And that's what my mission is, like, not cross the boundary, be more of an empathic person and listen to what the problem is before putting yourself in that position and finding a solution. Like I said, being a part of the community, being a part of the team and getting down to the level of the team. And that's one of my reasons to let people know that you can be better leaders by supporting your team and identifying the obstacles standing in the way.
And absolutely, and I'm thrilled that you're part of our team. And you're right. You know, somebody has to be the foghorn, the voice piece, you know. But not all great leaders have that role as the voice piece. There's lots of great leaders within. There's a great I like metaphor, and there's a great metaphor around a wolf pack, and sometimes the leader of that wolf pack will not be up front charging and everybody following. They will be keeping the eye on the whole team from the back, and that's how they lead. So you have to find, where are you, if you're in a group, I don't want to say a pack, I need to find out a nice collective noun for a group of powerful people. I want to say a bevy of beauties, but that's not right either. Anyway, but in a group, you need those who are leading from the front. You need your visionaries. You need the people who are going to make things happen. You need the quiet people who are just getting on, and they're really adding a lot of momentum to what they're doing. They're giving the push. So, and that's what Voices of Women's like. Everybody in that book isn't the out front spoken person. There's lots of very quiet people who are hardworking, who are making a difference from within. And as I say, I really know that about you, and your achievements in life are second to none. You're one of the most humblest leaders that I know, and I'm proud that you're part of us. But I'm even more thrilled and delighted that I can call you my friend. And you know,
Thank
we're
you so
always at an
much.
end of a phone.
Yeah,
What's your
that is what we need to let people know, that we are
yeah,
at the end of the phone for
yeah.
whatever they need.
Exactly. And that's certainly a common thread when I've been reading the stories. A lot of the women say that you get some leaders, so they're not approachable, you can't get them. Or if someone asks you a favor, a lot of people, well, I'm not doing it if I'm not making money, all these kind of things. But real leaders will put themselves out, will do things, don't need the recognition for it, but they know, because we've all been in the position where I wouldn't be here if people hadn't put their hand out to me and helped me along the way. I would probably still be stuck somewhere back in my journey. But through the kindness, the compassion, the humanity, the generosity of people we meet along the way, that is what, you know, makes a leader great in my book. I know I have done it for others, and people have done it for me. So it's about paying forward. What's the last message you would like to have, Andrea, before we just close?
Message is, like I said, the 4 simple steps to, if you have a dream, try and achieve it, and put your dream on a vision board and evaluate your dream regularly and see where you are. After that is believing in yourself that you can do it, because I've achieved it, and so can you.
Absolutely. And I think that's the refrain of all the Voices of Women. I can do it, so can you too. And I know it's mine. You know, as soon as somebody tells you you can't, I'm like, watch me.
Watch me. Yeah.
Eat my dust, you know. And actually, recently Rob Burrow, who was
Yeah.
a great rugby player, sadly lost his life to MND, which is an absolute horrendous disease. But his quote, "Everywhere you go," is all about finding the courage and daring to dream. And I've got goosebumps, Andrea, because I think that is definitely, I know that's your message. You've spoken about courage and dreaming, and we do have to dream. I maybe call it a vision, or having a big, hairy, audacious goal, but having something that scares you, because you will achieve it. And when you get the right people around you, you get there sooner than you think. Andrea, thank you very much for being part of Voices of Women. Thank you for being such an inspiration to the world. Keep shining your light. Let that brilliance shine. And more importantly, thank you for being a friend. Says as
Thank
Brenda
you.
saying, okay, thanks. Says as
Thank
Brenda
you.
saying, be brilliant. Much love. Until
Bye.
next time. To the
Thank
print.
you.
That's it for this episode of Brilliance Today. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. For more information or to contact Book Brilliance Publishing, visit bookbrilliancepublishing.com. And remember, do different. Be brilliant.